must come to an end.
There's no point denying it. Mamma Mia was one of the most successful musical movies ever, thanks to its all-star cast and classic music by ABBA. You might think you know all there is to know about the Mamma Mia film by just watching it, but we guarantee you that there are shocking facts about the movie that you have no idea about. So we've made it our business to look out for those hidden facts and behind-the-scenes stories about this rom-com. With that in mind, we'll count 20 weird facts about Mamma Mia. Stay glued to your screens because what we'll reveal will shock you. Let's get started. Number 20, all the actors sang live in scenes. Mamma Mia has some of ABBA's most iconic songs, but audiences have always wondered if the actors really sang them. Interestingly, all the songs in Mamma Mia were sung by the cast, who pre-recorded and sang live during filming. Benny Andersson, one of the film's composers and a member of ABBA, worked with Streep to get the proper keys of her song before filming. Martin Lowe, the music director, then worked with the rest of the cast to pre-record the songs, ensuring each actor was comfortable with the range. Once filming commenced, the cast sang live, while the pre-recorded track played, ensuring they stayed consistent as each song was filmed. Meryl Streep and Amanda Seyfried were note-perfect casting as the spunky Donna and the sweet Sophie, and this was never more evident than in their musical numbers. While some musicals and music biopics have other singers sing the songs, like with Rami Malek in Bohemian Rhapsody, it would have lost something if the cast didn't provide their own vocals. After all, biopics are based on real people, so it would be jarring if the actor's voice didn't sound like the figure they were portraying. But Mamma Mia is entirely a work of fiction, so the actors needed to express their characters' emotions through song, even if not everyone in the cast is a perfect singer. Plus, while Seyfried may have been nervous to sing in the movie musical initially, it gave her the courage to continue acting and singing in the genre. She went on to feature as Cosette in Les Miserables, a role she may never have taken on had it not been for Mamma Mia. Number 19, Stellan Skarsgård hated dancing. Mamma Mia is a musical with many dancing scenes, but you probably didn't know that not everyone in the cast loved those dance scenes. At the top of that list was the Swedish actor Stellan Skarsgård. Yes, the same man who played Bill, one of Sophie's possible fathers, hated dancing in the set. It is Christine Baranski, who played the glamorous Tanya, who revealed her co-star Stellan Skarsgård absolutely dreaded dancing. According to Baranski, it was especially noticeable during the Dancing Queen number, where nearly the whole cast joins in for a carefree dancing celebration. You will see Pierce Brosnan dancing along happily and Colin Firth following the rhythm with his usual charm, but as for Skarsgård, he just froze. He later admitted that dancing was as strange and complex as reciting Arabic poetry while jumping rope. That hilarious comparison tells you everything. The way he is stiffly trying to keep up while everyone else swayed with the music is funny. The crew and the camera operators knew of it, so they often kept him out of wide dance shots. Instead, they focused on the more confident dancers, while Stellan quietly slid into the background. This fact is endearing because it adds another layer of fun to the film. Mamma Mia is about embracing joy, even when you feel awkward, and Skarsgård's discomfort almost makes his character more relatable. After all, how many of us really look smooth on a dance floor? So next time you rewatch Mamma Mia, pay close attention during Dancing Queen. You'll notice that while everyone else grooves freely, Skarsgård is doing his best to blend in. Skarsgård did the moves, as any Mamma Mia viewer would know, and somehow that makes the scene even more charming. Number 18, the baby photos of Amanda Seyfried are actually real. One of the sweetest Easter eggs in Mamma Mia comes in the form of photographs. You'll notice some pictures on Donna's dressing table if you pay attention. Most people probably assumed it was just a random picture used as a prop to symbolize Sophie as a child. But you may not have realized that some photos aren't just props. During the iconic Dancing Queen number, when Donna, Tanya, and Rosie sing and dance in front of the mirror, look closely. You'll see some headshots of a child pinned up on the side. Those are real throwback photos of Amanda Seyfried, who played Sophie when she was younger. Yes, that baby was Amanda Seyfried herself. It's subtle, but you can't unsee it once you notice it. That wasn't the only personal touch. Later in the movie, during the emotional Our Last Summer sequence, Meryl Streep's character Donna looks at an old photograph of a baby girl. These tiny details made the film look more authentic and relatable. Instead of using generic stock photos or staged child models, the filmmakers brought real-life mementos of the actress who played Sophie. It makes Sophie's journey feel more personal and connected, because those fragments of Amanda's past are woven into her character's story. It's a clever trick that some filmmakers love to use, but it works exceptionally well here because Mamma Mia thrives on warmth and sincerity. By including actual pieces of Amanda's life, the movie blurs the line between fiction and reality most charmingly. So next time you rewatch, pause during those scenes. You'll be surprised at how much Amanda Seyfried's real life hides in plain sight. It's a beautiful reminder that even props can carry real-life identity. Number 7. Stellan Skarsgård improvised a scene on the boat. There are a few unscripted surprises in Mamma Mia. One of the funniest came from Stellan Skarsgård, who played Bill. During a scene on his boat, the actor added a humorous twist that nobody expected. In the movie, Skarsgård suddenly turns around and shows Rosie, played by Julie Walters, his tattooed backside while on the boat. That's right, he dropped his pants mid-scene. The director did not know that Skarsgård would be knucked under there and have those butt tattoos. So when the camera rolled and he turned around right in front of it, he caught everyone off guard. The cameraman was so startled that he jumped back and screamed, and the director, Phillida Lloyd, couldn't stop laughing. It wasn't in the script, but comedic timing was perfect and was a memorable addition to the film. This little prank earned Skarsgård the nickname The Flasher among the crew. What makes it even funnier is that Skarsgård is known for playing serious and often dark roles in other films. So seeing him cut loose in such a goofy way perfectly matched the playful spirit of Mamma Mia. The scene in the finished movie might not show everything that happened that day, but you can feel the fun energy. That makes the film stand out. The cast wasn't afraid to be silly, and their genuine laughter carried over to the audience. Number 16. Continuity errors that sneak in. Even in big-budget films, mistakes can slip through. Mamma Mia may look seamless with its music and scenery, but sharp-eyed viewers have spotted several continuity errors that add a bit of humor to rewatching. One of the most noticeable errors happens with Christine Baranski's character, Tanya. In one scene, she's sipping a drink. The glass empties, then it's suddenly full again in the next shot without anyone refilling it. It's a small slip, but it's impossible to ignore once you see it. Another error involves Sophie's wedding look. During parts of the day, the flowers in her hair seem to vanish, only to reappear in the very next shot. It makes you wonder how often Amanda Seyfried had to adjust those flowers between takes. And then there's the sunglasses mix-up. During background shots, some extras are seen switching between different pairs of sunglasses between cuts, making it look like they're carrying around a secret stash of eyewear. Continuity mistakes like these don't ruin the film. They remind us that even polished Hollywood productions are made by humans. Filming is a messy and lengthy process with hundreds of moving pieces, and most scenes must be shot multiple times to get the right act. So, in the chaos of singing, dancing, costume changes, and shooting in different locations, it's pretty easy for little details like this to slip unnoticed. If you're a fan, try spotting these errors as a fun game, and I bet you'd notice something new every time you rewatch. So keep your eyes open next time you play Mamma Mia at home. While you enjoy the act and music, look out for the bloopers hiding in plain sight. It will make you smile even more. Number 15. Pierce Brosnan didn't know his songs beforehand. While Pierce Brosnan has mastered the art of drama throughout his career, singing didn't come naturally to him. He had no idea he would sing so much when he signed on to play Sam in Mamma Mia. He knew it was based on ABBA's music, but he assumed his role would involve acting more than belting out ballads. Imagine his surprise when he realized he'd be performing one of the film's most emotional numbers, SOS. Brosnan admitted he had never sung publicly and wasn't confident in his vocal skills. When he first read the script, he joked that he thought it would be a fun acting job on a beautiful Greek island. The singing came later as a bit of a shock. They were not easy to sing, and he was mildly terrified. Still, once he was in, there was no turning back. He, alongside other cast members, went to Air Studios to record the songs. The only thing that gave Pierce some solace and peace was seeing Colin Firth and Stellan Skarsgård look as freaked out as he was. But it wasn't just recording the songs that proved challenging. While filming the actual movie, the actors had to sing aloud during the scenes to make it believable. Brosnan had to prepare by having an intense rehearsal with the film's music team so he could sing his lines perfectly without holding back. However, he struggled to act and sing simultaneously, so the musical director had to stand beside the camera to count him in. When the film was released, there were mixed opinions about his voice. However, audiences admired his authenticity. His performance wasn't technical perfection, but the raw emotion he brought to it. Fans often say his version of SOS feels heartfelt because you can sense he's stepping out of his comfort zone. That honesty matched his character, a man returning to face unresolved love. Looking back, Brosnan laughed about his experience on the Mamma Mia set. He admitted that singing in front of Meryl Streep was terrifying, yet that vulnerability made his performance memorable. Number 14, members of ABBA made cameos in the movie, the Swedish pop group. ABBA not only composed the music for Mamma Mia, the musical, but some band members also made cameos in film. Mamma Mia was all about their music, so it only feels right that the band members appeared in it. And they did, in subtle but special ways. Most fans don't realize it on first viewing, but if you look closely, you'll spot them. In the movie, Benny Andersson, one of ABBA's original members, makes a cameo during the Dancing Queen sequence. He plays the piano as the characters dance and sing through the streets. It's a quick but meaningful accolade to the man who helped create the film's soundtrack. Then there's Bjorn Ulvaeus, who appears in the closing credits. He is dressed in flowing robes and ranks among the Greek gods on Mount Olympus. He watches from above as the cast sings and dances to Waterloo. It's a playful, almost hidden moment that fans love to point out. These cameos weren't just fun Easter eggs, they were a stamp of approval. ABBA didn't have to be involved, but their presence showed that they approved that their music should be adapted into the film. Their music was released in another form, and they wanted to be part of the celebration. If you're a fan of ABBA, spotting them in the film feels like a reward, almost like being let in on a secret. The soul of Mamma Mia will always belong to the band that started it all. Number 13, Pierce Brosnan agreed to do Mamma Mia to work with Meryl Streep. Imagine signing on to a movie without knowing much about it. That's precisely what Pierce Brosnan did when he joined Mamma Mia. That's right, the Irish actor signed up for the show without knowing who he'd be playing or what it was even about. At the time, he wasn't told much beyond two details. Producers told him filming would take place in Greece and Meryl Streep would also be on the project. For Brosnan, that was all he needed. Who would say no to working with Meryl Streep on a sun-soaked Greek island? He had no idea it was a musical either. He hastily accepted the role without realizing what kind of film it was. Later, Brosnan discovered the movie's full scope. It was packed with ABBA songs, not just a musical where you stand in the background. He was expected to sing solos and dance. He went to see the stage production and spent the first 15 minutes convincing himself that if Meryl Streep was on board, then it must be good. This was a completely different world for a man known as James Bond, suave and silent. We wonder if he'd still have said yes so quickly if he knew it was a musical. He admitted later that he had no clue what he had signed up for, but leaned into it anyway. That bold leap made his performance so memorable. Whether people loved or laughed at his singing, there's no denying that Brosnan gave it his all. Brosnan admitted in an interview that the musical project wasn't something he typically had in mind for my career, but he was over the moon to get to work with Meryl. Sometimes the best decisions come from instinct. Brosnan trusted the team, trusted the setting, and trusted Meryl. Ultimately, that blind decision landed him in one of the most joyful musicals ever. It's a reminder that sometimes saying yes, even without all the details, can lead to the biggest adventures. Number 12. The leading men were terrified to sing. When you think of Colin Firth, Stellan Skarsgård, and Pierce Brosnan, you think of them as iconic Hollywood actors. But on Mamma Mia, all three leading men were thrown into the deep end with songs to perform. They played the role of the three potential fathers to Sophie. Much of the narrative centers around their humorous conflict as they reunite with their shared lost love, Donna Sheridan played by Meryl Streep. Brimming with all the exuberance and joy one would expect from a summer musical, the entire cast was involved in not only the drama of a story about love and the meaning of family, but also responsible for delivering the film's many iconic musical sequences. You'd expect that Colin Firth, Stellan Skarsgård, and Pierce Brosnan were good in their singing roles, but here's the truth. They were all terrified of singing. Shocking, right? Pierce Brosnan confessed he was especially nervous about singing and things didn't get easier on set. He struggled to keep in time, so much that the musical director stood next to the camera, counting him in as he sang. It wasn't just him, though. Colin Firth and Stellan Skarsgård admitted they were equally anxious. Neither had formal singing backgrounds, and stepping into the shoes of ABBA felt almost impossible. However, the shared fear among these three male leads ironically gave them the courage to continue the performances. This shows that performing any regular musical number is already daunting for an actor. Still, the stars of Mamma Mia felt added tension because of the musical's edgy soundtrack. Each man was indeed laboring with iconic lines, usually during emotionally charged moments of the narrative, and there would have been a great expectation of them to deliver a rousing, dramatic performance and worthy covers of fan-favorite hits. It is a humorous image to imagine three Hollywood heavyweights who have played suave, calculated leading men like Brosnan's James Bond and cold and menacing villains like Skarsgård's Baron Harkonnen, shaken by the prospect of a musical number in a lighthearted summer romance. Number 11. Many actors auditioned for Sophie. It's challenging to think of anyone other than Amanda Seyfried playing the role of Sophie Sheridan in Mamma Mia. However, the role was one of Hollywood's most sought-after parts when Mamma Mia was cast, and many actors auditioned for it. Stars like Amy Adams, Brittany Murphy, Busy Phillips, Evan Rachel Wood, Jessica Biel, Kirsten Dunst, Leighton Meester, Mandy Moore, and Zooey Deschanel all tried out for the part. Imagine all those names in the running, each bringing her style and energy to Sophie. But in the end, the role went to Amanda Seyfried because she captured the team's attention with her rendition of ABBA's I Have a Dream. She was still on her way to stardom then and had already appeared in Mean Girls and on TV, but Mamma Mia catapulted her into international fame. Her mix of innocence, warmth, and a pure singing voice made her the perfect choice. Seyfried herself later said she felt lucky because the competition was so fierce. Looking back, it's fascinating to imagine how different the movie might have been if one of those other names had landed Sophie. But it's hard to picture anyone other than Amanda Seyfried singing Honey, Honey in that sunlit Greek bedroom. Number 10. Highest-grossing musical film. Sure, ABBA's music was beloved around the world, and the cast in Mamma Mia was stacked with stars like Meryl Streep, Pierce Brosnan, Amanda Seyfried, Stellan Skarsgård, Julie Walters, Dominic Cooper, and Christine Baranski. But no one could have predicted just how massive it would become. The movie premiered in London on the 30th of June, 2008, and grossed over $600 million worldwide at the box office. It wasn't just a box office success, but a global hit. It was ranked the #1 film of 2008 in the UK, Norway, Sweden, Greece, Austria, Switzerland, Hungary, Iceland, Holland, Finland, Germany, New Zealand, Portugal, Slovenia, South Africa, and Cyprus. But the real milestone came in the record books. Mamma Mia officially became the highest-grossing film ever based on a Broadway musical at its release. That meant it beat out other famous adaptations of that time. The film's success also set the stage for more movie musicals to find space at the box office again. Even years later, Mamma Mia is one of the most successful and beloved musical films ever. Number 9. The ABBA group reunited during the film's premiere. Longtime fans of the 70s pop group ABBA had always waited for the day when the four artists would reunite, and for a long time it seemed like that would never happen. However, the opportunity presented itself before Mamma Mia was released, and it happened on the red carpet. The film had its world premiere on June 30, 2008 in London, and the event was already buzzing with excitement. But a few days later, history was made at the Stockholm premiere on July 4. All four members of ABBA, Agnetha Falskog, Björn Ulvaeus, Benny Andersson, and Annie Frid-Lyngstad appeared together in public for the first time since 1986. That's more than 20 years without a group photo. Fans could hardly believe their eyes. There they were, standing side by side once again, not to perform, but to celebrate the film that brought their music to a new generation. Fans had waited for decades to see their idols together, so it was no surprise that the picture of ABBA reunited spread almost instantly. Before then, the group had always turned down countless reunion offers, insisting that their performance time was over. But Mamma Mia gave them a reason to return to the spotlight. Their songs had never really disappeared, and now a blockbuster movie was making them fresh again. Seeing the four members together tied the film directly to its roots, bridging the gap between the disco era of the 1970s and the movie musical trend of the 2000s. It was a piece of music history. Number 8, the yachts were real. In Mamma Mia, at least 2 different yachts are used for filming, but what many fans don't realize is that the yacht wasn't a Hollywood prop at all. It was a real vessel with a fascinating history of its own. The first is the yacht owned by Bill in the movie, which he named Fernando. It was named Fernando after ABBA's famous hit song, but the boat itself carried its own legacy long before it was used in Hollywood. The yacht's actual name is Taimo Shan, and it was built in 1934 in Hong Kong. Crafted from teak, it's a ketch, a sailing boat with 2 masts that has weathered almost a century of waves and winds. Another yacht used in the hit musical film Mamma Mia is the classic motor yacht Haida, 1929. It plays a starring role in Meryl Streep's exuberant rendition of Money, Money, Money. Built in 1929, she is one of the oldest yachts still sailing today and offers guests a taste of yachting in the 1930s. She has had 12 owners in her lifetime and saw service in the Second World War, and had long been admired by the 12th owner, who extensively refitted this piece of maritime history. The decision to use a real yacht rather than a set piece gave the movie's seafaring moments an extra layer of authenticity. In Mamma Mia, Meryl Streep, Christine Baranski, and Julie Walters are seen riding jet skis and drinking champagne in a dream world on board the super yacht. Also, watching Stellan Skarsgård sail across the bright blue waters of Greece feels more convincing when you know he's standing on a vessel with decades of sailing history behind it. Number 7. Some scenes were not real. Some of the scenes in the film used computer-generated imagery, but don't worry, that doesn't mean these breathtaking landscapes are too good to be true. At the same time, we're on the subject of computer-generated imagery. You know that scene where Sophie gets in a boat and sings "I Have a Dream"? The one that catalyzes the entire movie's plot. Well, actually also the final scene where Sophie and Sky set sail. Anyway, remember the way the moon beautifully lights up the scene? Well, what if we told you it was filmed during the day? Sorry to ruin the illusion, but these scenes were shot in daylight and edited later in post-production. It's hard to believe, but that's the magic of cinema. Number 6. Mamma Mia locations. The movie is set on a fictional Greek island called Kalakairi. However, the primary filming location of Mamma Mia the movie was Skopelos, giving it an idyllic feel. It's a beautiful island between Skiathos and Alonissos, considered Greece's greenest island. Although Pinewood Studios and Shepperton Studios in London were used as the Mamma Mia film sets, many outdoor scenes were shot in different parts of the island, particularly the Castani Beach. Some of the best scenes in Mamma Mia were filmed on this sandy beach. These include Sophie and Sky's sweet moment singing the "Lay All Your Love on Me" and the "I Have a Dream" scene where Sophie bids her mom and dad goodbye. It's also where Tanya, one of Donna's best friends, sings "Does Your Mother Know?" There's no question that the movie has played a vital role in making Castani Beach the Skopelos Island's most famous location today. And if you're a film fan, you can join a tour, taking you to the different Mamma Mia locations across the beach. The Glistery Beach is another production site worth mentioning, located on the island's east coast. If you watch the Our Last Summer scene in the film, you'll get a glimpse of this charming beach. You'll also see the island as a background in several musical numbers. Number 5. Who was Sophie's dad? By the film's end, it is not revealed who Sophie's father is, and that's okay. Everyone seems okay with it. 3 dads are better than 1. That said, director Phillida Lloyd and Katherine Johnson, screenwriter and playwright of the original play, did reveal that Bill is Sophie's father. This is hinted at in the film when Sophie mentions to Bill that she is named after a woman called Sophie who lived in the village where she grew up. The woman is Bill's Aunt Sophie, who must have known, as she appears to have been the one who left Donna the money to open the hotel. Also, those flowing blonde locks resemble Sophie's hair if you check out. Number 4. A real dancing queen. Dame Julie Walters, also known as Molly Weasley, The mother none of us deserves played Rosie, one of Donna's childhood friends who travels to Greece for Sophie's wedding in Mamma Mia. Walters is featured on multiple songs in the film, but there was something special about her performance in Dancing Queen. According to Meryl Streep, while filming the scene with that song, Walters managed to trip over some rocks on a cobblestone street, injuring herself. But like a true star, she knew the show must go on. And Streep said that despite the injury, Walters soldiered on. Number 3, Anne Roth was the costume designer. The filmmakers hired prolific Academy Award-winning costume designer Anne Roth for Mamma Mia to complete the look. Much like the production designer, Roth was challenged to create a fanciful and realistic look for the characters. Though she had seen the stage production, the filmmakers requested she not simply use costume designer Mark Thompson's lauded designs as the basis for her work. While wanting to keep the essence of the musical, Roth took a realistic approach to creating the clothing. The designer sketched ideas for costumes and sent them to Phillida Lloyd, who immensely loved them. Much of Roth's prep work was done in New York, and some of the costumes were created from clothing she bought in odd and unconventional places. For example, she bought a suit in the movie in the Dominican Republic. Roth delved into and imagined each character's background, from what their apartments would look like to their salaries, and came up with their costumes, down to the tiniest details. For example, she imagined the 3 possible fathers receiving a last-minute invitation to fly to Greece, and depending on their lifestyle, pictured them throwing clothes into a beat-up old suitcase and jet-setting across the world. Roth says her ability to be that realistic and detailed with the costumes was her second nature. For Meryl Streep's character, who takes a hands-on approach to running her villa, Roth imagined that clothes weren't her priority. Explains the designer. "I think that Donna says to a friend who lives in Athens, 'My daughter is getting married next month. I need a dress, and I would like it not to look like an old lady's dress.' The woman arrives on the boat with 2 dresses in a box and chooses one. There are moments when the costumes take on a more flamboyant look, as with Donna and the Dynamo's Super Trooper sequence. Roth imagined that when the singing group initially got together, they were asked to perform on a carnival cruise and ended up with wild costumes, their performance costumes. And she did the most incredible research with 70s groups, including ABBA. Those are costumes. You don't wear those to the supermarket. What is Roth's creative approach to her work? She has a ferocious, open, and brilliantly creative spirit, and she seemed to embody everything that some movie costume designers seem to lack. That is, she got all the costumes ready months ahead, produced photographs of costumes, and had it all in the bag. She worked quite spiritually and felt that the character was somewhere there, waiting to emerge in its clothes. Number 2. Amanda Seyfried and Dominic Cooper dated in real life. Amanda Seyfried, who played Sophie, and Dominic Cooper, who portrayed the character Sky, met while they filmed Mamma Mia. They fell in love and dated for 3 years, but their relationship ended in 2011 after Seyfried discovered Cooper still saw his ex. Fast forward to 2018, and Cooper and Seyfried worked together again on Mamma Mia. Here we go again. Cooper told Vanity Fair it wasn't awkward working with his ex again, but he did say co-star Cher judged him pretty hard over his past relationship with Seyfried. Number 1. Phillida Lloyd directed both the stage musical and the first movie. Phillida Lloyd began her career as a successful opera director, where she became known for her distinctive style, creative staging, and ability to bring both classical and contemporary works to life. Her reputation within the opera world opened doors for her in other performance areas. In 1999, she was invited to direct the brand-new ABBA musical Mamma Mia on stage. What might have seemed like a risky venture at the time quickly turned into a global theatrical phenomenon. The production was not only a smash hit in London's West End, where it premiered, but also went on to Broadway and then toured extensively, capturing the imagination of audiences across Europe, North America, Asia, and beyond. Its combination of beloved ABBA songs and lighthearted storytelling proved universally appealing, and Lloyd's direction was widely credited for shaping the show's upbeat energy and accessible charm. Building on the stage show's extraordinary momentum, Lloyd later directed and produced the TWP 1008 cinematic adaptation of Mamma Mia, which marked her debut in feature filmmaking. The movie, starring Meryl Streep, Amanda Seyfried, Pierce Brosnan, and other well-known actors, was a resounding box office success. Its colorful Mediterranean setting, lively choreography, and sing-along soundtrack helped it become a cultural event and a film. By the end of that year, Mamma Mia had become the highest-grossing film ever at the UK box office, a record-breaking achievement, and it also ranked among the most successful British films in cinema history. Lloyd's leap from opera to musical theater and finally to film demonstrated her remarkable versatility as a director. It solidified her position as one of Britain's most influential creative figures in contemporary entertainment. Do you know of any other facts about Mamma Mia that we've omitted? If yes, share them with us in the comments. I hope you found something new and fun in this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, and click the notification icon so you get notified whenever we drop a new video. Before you go, check out the video showing on your screen now.